What's going on, Assassins? It's Dark Strider, and I mean, I don't have to tell you guys this, but obviously, Assassin's Creed Shadows is kind of in a lull. It's in a low period. There is nothing going on in this game whatsoever, and it's kind of crazy. So, what are we to do? It's kind of silly, you know, like we really don't log in. If you guys look at what I'm doing with the dailies, and you see that there's nothing you want, you won't log in. If we go and do the weekly, that's the only time anybody seems to log in. Nobody seems interested in, you know, obtaining mastery points or anything like that. So it's at a lull. And honestly, this is the period when you guys really can go up in arms complaining and whatnot. Not the pre-period where people were upset about Yasuke and whatnot. And also, while I'm at it, being that I'm talking about arguments and stuff like that, I want to give a shout out to Adam Cooper 1735. He kind of had a friendly debate with me on one of my other videos where I was talking about all the hate that Ghost of Yotei was getting, and he was coming at it from a consumer angle. I gotta say, he really cooked. He was very respectful with his comments and his complaints, and they were, of course, valid. You know, he had a lot of great ideas. He had a lot of great issues with the game. You know, Adam Cooper, again, you know, that was absolutely incredible, and I have to concede that on a lot of points you were correct with the state of Assassin's Creed Shadows, other than, you know, like all the hate that people were giving to it just because they were focused on having a black samurai there. You know, he actually brought in a lot of perspective as to what other things people really should have been more focused on, rather than just, you know, the whole samurai thing and whatnot. If you want, go take a look at that video. It was the hate that Ghost of Yotei was getting. You know, join in the conversation if you'd like. All I ask is please be respectful, because, again, he cooked. He had a lot of great ideas. And right now, I mean, I don't think that we had the foresight as to the game getting boring. I think a lot of people were expecting the game to be a buggy mess, which is constant. That's always the MO. They did release this with no issues. They did release it with no problems. They did release it, you know, it's fairly polished, but there are problems with the end game. It is boring. It does feel unfinished, and they kind of, you know, hold the carrot on the string in front of you. They dangle it where it's like, yeah, DLC is coming. So every month they give us a brand new title update. They fix any issues that are affecting the game. They address any concerns that we do have for the game. They are inserting, you know, gear sets that are microtransactions to the game as well, which are kind of silly. I do have to say the last title update with that 40-minute quest, that was the most action that most of us have seen in this game in a very long time. And I'd like to see more of that when they're doing quests. As soon as they give us patch notes and, you know, anything more with what quests they're going to add and whatnot, I'll definitely do a video on that. But there are some things that they need to do in order to cure our boredom. So, number one, I am going to say, give us New Game Plus. At least if you are not going to give us any DLC anytime soon, give us New Game Plus so that at least, you know, we could replay the game, we could relive it without having to start a brand new file. And that will also give us the opportunities to get more items, more upgrades that we'll need, such as skill points, you know, any new materials that we'll need in order to upgrade our gear. We'll be ahead of the curve. Honestly, I don't think that they're going to give us New Game Plus until afterwards, because it kind of jumps the shark a little bit. It jumps the gun. What'll end up happening is you'll have all this material and whatnot that you need. So when they drop the next DLC, let's say they bump up the your skill level or your level cap to, let's say, 70, you're going to have everything you need. You're going to go through this like really quick. You know, even if they do give us a bunch of new skill sets, skill points to add, you know, things like that, we're going to have it already. We're going to have it all banked. So it kind of defeats the purpose. It kind of, you know, ruins the game slightly. But New Game Plus would definitely be a way to like solve this. Give us an event. Give us like a summertime event. That's the second point that I want to make. If they did have like a summer festival or something like that, where you had an opportunity to go and do games and stuff like that in order to obtain, you know, tokens like they did in Valhalla, where you could exchange the tokens for gear, for you know, weaponry, anything like that. I'm pretty sure that would keep a lot of us occupied. Again, at least for a little while. You know, when they did do the festivals in Valhalla, it wasn't just that you competed in games in order to get tokens to trade for items. They actually did have events. They had like a little story, and you know, that took some time because there were several legs to the story, and it really did keep us occupied. So again, I'd love to see something like that. That's very well warranted, honestly. Third, they could give us like a mystery or two. When we started finding things like the Odin runes that were just carved in the sides of like walls of like caves or mountains or anything like that, it opened up a whole can of worms. A lot of people were invested in that. My Discord was invested in that. A lot of people, you know, we did have some people who thought it was going to be a nothing burger and, you know, were just saying the vilest nonsense. You know, just basically yucking our yum, ending our fun, you know, but we were having fun, like trying to uncover things, trying to like get into secret areas, trying to warp into there if we could find it, you know. Nobody does that anymore. There's nothing that looks strange or weird or out of place, out of pocket, where people are going and exploring. You know, nobody. There are people who don't have anything on the map that is overly explored. There are people who have explored every inch of it. There are people who just have no need to explore. They just don't feel like it. Me personally, I haven't explored everywhere. There are still some grayed out areas, and that's because I have no point in going out there. If I'm doing any of these challenges, if I'm doing any of these contracts, if it takes me over there, I'll do it. Or if it's a place where to get to it, I could walk through a fogged in area and unfog it, I'll do it. But I haven't been going out of my way because usually that just doesn't give me anything. It doesn't give us any new things to like explore or find. So, I mean, maybe I'll do it just to, you know, sate my curiosity or any of my need to see if there is a mystery. But we could use something like that. The fourth item I want to bring up is that we still have like a lot of closed off areas. Open an area up, you know, open up a section of the map, you know, even sneak it in there. So that we're just like, oh, nobody paid attention to this. What's this? You know, let us go and explore that area of the map. Even if you give us like a little, maybe an island, you know, even if it has nothing on it, you know, like a couple of like bases for bandits or something. Give us that. We'll explore that. Maybe, you know, we find gear. Maybe we don't find gear. Who knows? But right now, things are just kind of boring. Things are stale. Again, people don't have any need or feel any need to go in and do anything. You got to give us something to do. You got to give us something to explore. You got to give us a reason to come into the game. I see people on my friends list on PS5, on Xbox, on Steam, and they're playing anything from tons of other games that aren't even in the genre to older games. They're playing older games. going back to things that they've done. So
That's not what I experienced at
I hate to say it, I don't think people want to log in for, what, 30 minutes on a Thursday, or, you know, like 5 minutes daily to see what's in the store. Nobody is going out and purposely trying to obtain mastery points. I've already got a ton of mastery points in, I'm not going to lie, and I'm putting them in various things. You know, nobody even wants to do that. Nobody is making builds. They are, but I mean, it's not necessary at this point. We're losing the OP kind of, the need to be OP, or the search to be OP like we did in Odyssey. There's a lot of points that they dropped here. We aren't trying out builds. We aren't staying in the game in order to obtain mastery points for any specific reason. We're not exploring every little inch of the island, or, you know, the area, the map that they gave us. We're not doing it. It's got us in kind of like a lull. And, you know, it's not until we see things like title update information or rumors that people kind of sort of get interested in the game, but they don't go to the game. Instead, they just go to the video, they check it out. So Ubisoft, I don't know what you're doing. You got to do something. Even putting a little advance on giving us multiplayer. If we were playing multiplayer, that might be a little more interesting. I would start a brand new game and, you know, play with somebody else. You know, like, obviously you would have to wait until you get to the point of finding Yasuke in the story, and then, you know, you guys could play 2-player, or whatever they're going to do where they're allowing for, like, other characters, because the rumor was that you weren't just going to play as Noe or Yasuke, you were going to be able to play as the allies and even other characters. So where's that? Throw us that. You know, make it a little more interesting. Make us want to play the game. Until then, we really have no need or reason to log in. Nobody's, you know, like, spending money they don't need on cosmetics for reasons that they don't need. Nobody is jumping into the game and, you know, even doing the weeklies. Some people don't even do the weeklies, honestly. They see no point in it, especially if there is no new Animus projects. That's the other thing. Throw us new Animus projects. If we have new Animus projects, we'd definitely be able to, like, go in and play it, and, you know, we'd be excited to, because we'd want to advance. We'd want to see what more comes out of that, you know, including the present day story. I'd like to see that. Give us present day also. Give us a link to present day. Let us know what's going on. Let us speculate. Give us a reason to kind of fill in the lore. Like, give us lore. That's what makes the game. Aside from, you know, the assassinating the assassins and the Templars, give us lore. Give us Isu. Right now, we got nothing. We got Japan, which a lot of people wanted, and that's it. We need more. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that we have enough? Do you log in often? What are you waiting to happen in the game? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you guys all in the next one.
Ya Yi!